Well, hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy you stopped by. Well, if you have been in the produce section, you've probably walked by one of these a million times. It's called an acorn squash, and you've maybe used it for a decoration. You're like, what do I do with this thing? How do I cook it? If you've wondered, I'm going to show you a great way to use it today. We're going to be making a Parmesan crusted roasted acorn squash. We're going to cut it up into slices and coat it with fresh Parmesan cheese and olive oil, and it is so good. Now, these little suckers are really hard, so a lot of people are intimidated to cut them. You definitely need a sharp knife, but the secret is if you microwave them for just a couple minutes, they will slightly soften so that they'll be a lot easier to cut. I'll show you exactly how to do it. This is the perfect side dish for Thanksgiving if you want something a little bit different. So stay tuned. I'll show you exactly how to do it. To get started, we're going to take a sharp knife and puncture several holes into our acorn squash. I think I did about 6 or 7. Now we're going to microwave that starting for 2 minutes. Now you can already see some of the liquid coming out. Now I like to put a damp towel under my cutting board so that my cutting board doesn't slip around. Now see the stem end? We're going to cut that off. And now this is going to provide us with a nice flat, stable surface for when we cut it down the middle. Now I'm not sure if 2 minutes is going to be long enough. Sometimes it takes 3, so I'm going to test it. Now see, I'm having a really hard time cutting it down the middle, so I'm going to microwave it for 1 more minute. Now I'm putting my knife back in where I started. Now I'm getting a towel because it was still pretty hot. Now 3 minutes was perfect. It cut right through. It was very easy to cut. So 3 minutes is the perfect time. So see, this is what it looks like when it's cut open. And now all you're going to do is take a spoon and just scrape out the seeds. It's super easy. And just get any of those little stringy bits that you see hanging out there. Okay? And now what you're going to do is lay it flat and you're going to cut each of the halves into rings. And they'll look like this. I think they're so pretty with those little scalloped edges. Okay, and now once you're done with that, we're going to take and put them in a large bowl, and we're going to put about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And now this is whatever spices you like, but what I usually do is add some garlic powder, some thyme, some Italian seasoning, and some onion salt. But feel free to use your favorite. Smoked paprika is also good. And just, make sure you coat them really nicely. Now this part is important. You have to use fresh grated Parmesan. You can't use the powdered canned stuff. It just won't work. And make sure you get it nice and coated on there. You don't want to leave any pieces that aren't coated. And then put it on some parchment paper. And then see, this is what it looks like when they're all lined up. And now we're going to bake this at 400 for 25 to 30 minutes or until the cheese gets nice and crispy and brown and you don't need to flip it over. See, it will brown on both sides. Now, this is what it looks like. It's crispy on the outside, soft and tender on the inside. You can add some fresh parsley if you like. This is going to be such a nice change for one of your Thanksgiving side dishes. I know your family and friends are going to love it. I know I do. And the skin is totally edible. So I hope you guys are going to try this. It's really a nice little change from your normal side dishes. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye everybody.